Peace and gratitude. It's your boy Reese Turner, Unique Maurice, aka the One Chocolate Vegan. I'm not your doctor. I'm not your physician. I'm not your trainer. I'm just your cuz trying to share some of my personal information and allow you to take my journey with me. So today we're going to go to the follow up. This is day 3. I'm sorry, this is day 4. This is day 4. We started on Tuesday. So let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're having an issue with. Let me know some of your problems down in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. Each day we're going to be bringing to you something different. I'm also going to show you my rate results. So I started at, what did we start at? I started at 206.7. So I'm going to show you what my results were from just 4 days.
204.0.
So we went over a few things over the last couple of days, like triggers and things like that. What results have you had, or what have you not seen that you thought you were going to see, right? Another thing that you need to look out for while you're doing this is being able to withdraw from your bad food habits per se. So I'm gonna give you a good example, right? This is what I do oftentimes, right? When you see restaurants, when you see people with food, when your phone pull up and you got, the top restaurants in your Instagram or your YouTube or whatever, seems like during this time, that's all you're gonna see, right? So I'm just gonna give you my personal experiences. My mind be like, hey, listen, you doing good, you can start tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You can stop right here, start back tomorrow. Now, although discipline and that, you're able to do that, but in the same token, you don't want to keep hitting reset, right? Because that's still programming your mind to say, oh, I can do it when I want to. Then it becomes harder and harder, right? This is it's not a trick, but this is just what I do, right? If I'm driving past a place that I might like a tropical smoothie or a Smoothie King, as soon as you see it, your brain gonna instantly be like, go there. Start. We can start this over tomorrow. No, what you need to do is drive right on past it, right? Same thing like when you have things in the house. This is why it's important for you to start, before you start your fast, you want to start removing certain items from your house. And I don't care if you do it like this. Eat up all the chips. eat up all the chips before the day you start. You know what I'm saying? Drink all the juice before the day you start. You know what I mean? Get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So that when you go downstairs and you look in the refrigerator, you're looking like, dang, ain't nothing in here to quote unquote to snack on. It's just, whatever you have that you're using for your drink or whatever the case, your coffee, this, that, and the other. So you got to have something that will help you during this time. And this is what I've learned. It's difficult to do at times, but you got to start practicing it, right? Even if I go in a store, right? Let's just say I go in a store for some water, right? Let's just say you stop and you go in the store, you're going to pick up some water because you want to grab your water and take it with you. You're going to pass by all those items. Don't stop, look at them, be contemplating them, walk right on past them. You have to tell yourself, I don't need that. And you also need to say to yourself, I don't want that. So when you get up in the morning, you need to say, hey, this is going to be a good day. I'm not hungry. I don't want no junk. I don't want no juice. I don't want no pop or soda, whatever you call it down here. We call it pop up north. Y'all call it soda down here. Like, you need to do that. You need to start putting it in your mind so your brain can start understanding when you say, I don't want, That means I don't want. So when you apply that I don't want throughout the day to you walking past these items, it basically just keeps reaffirming to your brain that when I say something, this is what it is. And that's really more important in this journey than saying that I can start tomorrow or I can do it again because you think you have the willpower to do it. Every time you do that, it's going to get harder and harder to maintain that discipline. So again, I just say no. Now the other thing you can do is, like for example, with me in the morning, when I make my uh, mineral drink in the morning, it is 16 ounces. First thing in the morning is room temperature water that I put it in. So as soon as I get up, I drink that. I'm rolling. I'm feeling kind of full to a certain degree. I feel like I'm good. So I head on out. So we could take today. I had that drink at 7:15, between 7:15 and 7:30. By the time I got to work, so between 7:15 and 7:30, I had my mineral drink. So literally, I was good. I didn't want for nothing. I didn't feel like I wanted anything. I didn't even drink any more water till about 12:30. So that was a 5-hour time frame that I didn't even drink any more water. And I don't have it in front of me, but my water container, I normally fill up my water with ice, then water is about like this. So it's probably a 48 ounce. What was it, a 64? It might be a 64 ounce water um, container, like a thermal container. Then I drank that. I drank that throughout the rest of the day. I'm home now, but I drank that throughout 12:30 to 4:30. That's what I drank. Now that's a lot of liquid, right? I went to the restroom between that time and now. I've been to the restroom 3 times, right? So when you look at that, if you feeling like you need to eat something, then sometimes you just may need to drink some water. So that it feels like you have something in you. That might not work for you. It works great for me. I'm not normally hungry. I'm a little different. I'm not normally hungry. So it's a little different for me. You know what I'm saying? So those are some key things that you can do, right, to kind of offset those urges. Majority of it is just going to be, you're just going to have to tell yourself no. Because ultimately, the goal you're trying to reach is going to keep increasing the more times you keep cheating, going back, cheating, going back. You're going to increase the gap because your brain going to keep saying, oh, you can start over whenever you want to. And you're going to keep believing that you can do it. And it's going to get harder and harder. Listen, and I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get up off here because I ain't trying to keep you long. Look, I used to always be like, like when I go out, and you look at just people in general. I don't care if they black, white, orange, brown, or whatever. Just people in general. Majority of our society is overweight and or obese. It's a fact. Look it up for yourself. You know how I am. Don't trust me. Trust what you see. Right? So look it up and trust what you see. Majority of our society, US, is overweight and or obese. Majority of us have high blood pressure. I do not, but the majority of us have high blood pressure, right? Majority of us are diabetic and or on the borderline of being a diabetic. right? So when I'm outside, if I used to have this thing like, man, why is it so difficult, for people just to be healthy? But let me tell you something. Even in my healthiest state, I had to realize that it's hard sometimes. And I used to couldn't stand saying that, oh, it's hard um, to be healthy or lose weight. It ain't hard. You just gotta and I had to correct myself. It is hard. It is difficult at times, even when you're in the best of shape. So I have to have some empathy for those who even are not in the best of shape and are struggling or having a hard time trying to not eat none today. Um, Drink this for today. Cut this out. Everybody else in the household is eating and you trying to sustain or you trying to prepare food for your kids or your wife or your spouse, and then you can't have it and it's right here in your hand, and it's difficult. So I had to realize, I had to say, you know what, let me stop saying that because it can be difficult. Okay. But the way that you combat that is, you know how they always talk about words of affirmation? It applies to everything in your life, period. Your words have meaning and your brain listens to it. So you have to tell yourself, I don't want to eat. I'm not hungry. This water is good for me. I have a goal. I refuse to give in. These mean something. They mean everything. Because it was hard for me at times because I did exactly what I was saying you could do because I knew I could reset. Let me tell you what discipline is like, right? Everybody think that, you know, once you achieve your goal, that the discipline gets easier. That's a 50-50 thing. It depends on you as a person. The discipline don't necessarily get easier. The goal don't necessarily get easier. Sometimes it gets more difficult because when you say, "Oh, I can fast for 14 days, I can fast for 3, 5, 7, 14 days with liquid only," and then you accomplish that. See, then you get overconfident. You start going, "Oh, I can do it whenever I want to because I did it once." And then every time you go to set these goals and you trying to get to day 5, is day 3. And you like, oh, I could start it over tomorrow. I'm gonna do this, then I'll just restart tomorrow. And then that date keeps getting pushed back and pushed back till it becomes a time when you can't even do 3 days. That was me. I had that's what I had started doing. I had started resetting the clock every time that I decided to stop and get and eat this or eat that or drink this or drink that. And I kept resetting the clock, right? It kept getting harder and harder. So you have to take a stand and you have to stick to that. Whatever you saying that you want to do, you got to stick to it, right? Now, it's okay to fall short, right? But you can't beat yourself up about it when you fall short. The best thing that you can do is when you fall short is say, hey, I forgive myself. I'm going to make it to this next level this time. And that's why it's so important to set small goals in the beginning so you build up that resistance mentally and so that you build up that resistance physically, right? Because you take the small goals and you win the small goals. And then from that point, you can start building on that. Don't try to come in here and do 7 days right off the bat. You're going to break yourself. And again, you might not be able to do what I'm doing. I'm just sharing with you my experience and the things that I do so that you can have some foundations of what's possible. You understand what I'm saying? So um, make sure that you're taking small steps, setting small goals so that you can attain them. And then not only that, if something happens, then that goal wasn't like this and you putting so much stress on yourself. Don't try to lose all the weight in 1 week. You know what I'm saying? Don't, and sometimes, again, don't try to give up everything all at one time. I'm not sure, if you're on a journey with me, if you're going to be able to do liquid only, you might not be able to. You start with maybe instead of 3 meals a day, you start with 2 meals a day. Instead of 2 meals a day, start with 1 meal a day. Instead of the 2 meals, maybe you replace the 2 meals with 2 protein shakes during the day. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe you take 1 meal and it's all fruit, 1 meal is salad, and then 1 meal it's what you normally eat, right? There are different ways to do this, right? So that's why I'm asking you all, leave it in the comments. Hey, what is your preferred method? Do you like 1 meal a day, 3 meals a day? Can you do a protein shake? Can you do coffee in the morning, a salad at lunch, and maybe not have dinner? And then start it all over. There are different variations. You have to see what works best for you. But the goal is to just start, right? You have to just start. And once you start, things get easier because you compound the small wins. They become easier. You compound the small times when you say, I don't want this, and you walk away, right? You compound somebody like, hey, you want this? No, I'm good. That's a compounding effect mentally. And your body remembers it also because you said, no, I'm not going to do this. And your body says, okay, when your mouth says it and your mind says it, oh, it's for real, right? So, again, I want you to stay on this journey with me. If you're doing liquid only with me, that's great. If you're doing liquid only in the morning, or if you're just replacing one of your meals with just liquid only, that's great too. Just tell me how you're doing, where you start at. If you want to drop that in the comments, go ahead, drop that in the comments. Let me know where you're at, right? I'm liquid only, right? And maybe tomorrow I'll just show you exactly how I make my mineral water in the morning. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So stay tuned. Come back tomorrow morning, and I'll show you what I use for my mineral water in the morning, and we can go from there. But look, I appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. The purpose of this channel is just to share my information with you, to bring information to you, so that you can get better, so that we can be better, so that everyone can be better. That's the whole point. We got to be better moving forward. I said it before. What we're putting in our bodies and what they're selling us is becoming more and more difficult for your body to process and digest. So at some point in time, whether it's going to be you doing a fast or whether the doctor is going to be making you fast, sooner or later, you're going to do it. It's just whether or not it's involuntary or voluntary, right? So again, this is Unique Maurice, Reese Turner, aka the One Chocolate Vegan. I'm not your doctor, I'm not your physician, nor am I your trainer. I'm just your cousin bringing you my experience and volunteering my information for you to be more successful. Peace and gratitude.